For me, I guess I slept on it at first because I just looked at it like the Suicide Squad B team, and that's no shade or nothing like that. This actually was a very dope, series. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode with Ryan Reviews Everything. I know I sound like death right now. Been fighting a flu. I'm on the better side of it now. So, anyway, let's make this straight and to the point. We are talking about Creature Commandos, episode 6. This is the episode before the finale. Just like Landman, the previous video I did, this is another one that I kind of slept on, and then I binge watched it, and now I'm up to date. Just giving a recap of the latest episode. For me, I guess I slept on it at first because I just looked at it like the Suicide Squad B team, and that's no shade or nothing like that. This actually was a very dope, series, and I should have known better yet again because it's written by James Gunn, who's legendary when all this type of stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to go in chronological order of the exact episode. Instead, just going to highlight some of the characters from like the biggest interest to maybe the ones who weren't shown as much this episode. So with that being said, of course, we got to start out with Dr. Phosphorus. I thought that was a dope backstory. I love a good revenge story, something that is just satisfying. I found that revenge story. I found his backstory the most satisfying, while I found Weasel's backstory the saddest one out of the crew for obvious reasons. But yeah, man. So we definitely see, just in present day, Dr. Phosphorus is hiding out in Polkolistan, and then he ends up in a house and is playing with this little girl. Then that's when we start seeing some of the flashbacks and so forth. And pretty much the bulk of the episode was going, at least for me, a good half of the episode was Dr. Phosphorus spending quality time with this strange little girl that he just met. They're eating at the dinner table, all this other stuff, while, going, flashbacks to how Dr. Phosphorus became what he became. He was trying to fight cancer and all his, scientific experiments or whatnot. Got in bed with the wrong gangsters, in this case, Rupert Thorne. And Rupert Thorne ends up killing his wife and kids, trying to pin it on him, and then turning around and trying to kill Dr. Phosphorus in his own experiment, basically. So like I said, the fact that he survived that and came out for the people, and got his lick back, very satisfying. The only part, of course, that I wish he could have avoided was, unaliving Rupert Thorne's wife and kids. They had nothing to do with that. I felt like that was, well, I wouldn't say unnecessary. You can understand it. I guess he just felt like it was an eye for an eye type of situation. So, hey, you took my wife and kid out. I'm going to take you and your wife and multiple kids out. Just, that's what it is. So yeah, man, I thought that was pretty dope. And of course, after some time, at least with Dr. Phosphorus's story, he leaves the house and is on his way to the castle. And that's when he links up with the rest of the team as they, apparently about to have this one final showdown trying to take down the princess and her army. The other half of it, of course, we have Nina and the bride. I thought that was dope. While they're trying to hide away as well, they duck off into a whorehouse or a brothel, to clean up a little bit there. They duck off into a brothel, trying to hide out from the princess's army, and they end up, returning the favor of the women of the evening, allowing them to hide there. Two guys come in there, try to, they're metahumans as well, but they try to come in there to take advantage of the women in the brothel. And of course, the bride ain't gonna let that slide. So she goes ahead and she does her thing. In such a cool way. Takes out one guy, with shot to the head, knock him out real quick, just a shot to the head, ends his night real quick. The more aggressive, the more aggressive brother, that was even more brutal. Takes my man hearts out. Takes my man hearts out. Can't speak today. Takes the guy hearts out. Takes the guy's heart out and squeezes it right in front of him before he dies. So I thought that was just badass stuff right there. And same thing. They're hiding out in the brothel until things calm down. And once again, link up with Dr. Phosphorus and the Weasel. The Weasel had like a light episode in this one particularly. He simply, what looks to be being about to be torn to shreds by some wolves, ends up playing fetch with them. I thought that was pretty lighthearted, pretty cool. And of course, Rick Flag is in critical condition with his battle with Clayface, and only had his life saved by Frankenstein, in which the Frankenstein also, he's tearing up a private plane and forcing them to drop him off at Pocolistan as well. So that was pretty dope as well. In terms of my thoughts of it, man, I really feel like Dr. Phosphorus and the Bride are two of the most dangerous people on the squad. Let me just say this because I might get killed for it. I was not aware of the Creature Commandos until I saw the trailer for it. Whenever the trailer first came out. So no, I'm not reviewing this as some, DC comic expert when it comes to the Creature Commandos. But what I have seen is pretty dope. So don't kill me, please spare me. I'm not the biggest Creature Commandos aficionado. So, but once again, I found this to be very exciting. Still to this day, I have no idea what Nina's superpowers are. I'm assuming she's like the extremely intelligent one of the bunch. But as far as like, superpowers or whatnot, other than she, is some type of amphibian or, whatever the case is, I don't know what her skills are like in terms of battle. We have yet to see that. So who knows? I'm sure maybe she finds herself in some water and she does some type of badassery damage. Also, I am looking forward to episode 7 because it seems to be like that. Nina's backstory will be the last one to be covered. So looking forward to that in that sense. Man, I thought this was a dope show. I really hope they actually do pursue a second season. I am all in now on Creature Commandos. I won't sleep on it ever again. And yeah, man, I thought this was dope. Man, I really don't know what in terms of like predictions or anything else like that, I really don't know what the Frankenstein expects to get accomplished in this finale coming up. I mean, the Bride has been turning down Frankenstein for centuries, apparently. So that, I don't know what he expects to go differently. What's the saying? If you continue to do the same thing and over and over again and expect different results, that's literally the definition of insanity in some cases. So that's, why I don't understand the Frankenstein's thought. I'm more than confident that Rick Flag will pull through somehow. He seems like one of the main characters sticking the crew together. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to a good finale. I will do the final episode when it comes out next Thursday or next week, whenever it comes out. And hey, man, love it or hate it, that's my review. Peace.